Afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the July Internationals. Today, a big match on the cards. The All Blacks going up against England in Game 2 of their July Internationals. Certainly going to be a big fixture. The New Zealand team looking pretty well packed out, but of course missing a few players that we did see taking part in their team back in the World Cup. England very much on a bit of a rebuild at the minute, especially that front row looking a little bit different. Joe Marler and Will Stewart moving into the front row. Tom Curry sliding back into that flanker position in the starting team today. A lot of exciting stuff going on in that England forward pack. And Beauden Barrett starting at 10 today after Damien McKenzie missing a few kicks last week will get us kicked off and underway as the ball lands down. Well collected though by the English prop, and already England trying to get on an early surge, but an early turnover, and TJ Perenara gets the ball away to Geordie Barrett. Wrapped up well though. New Zealand have to fight back hard to get that ball back as it gets out to Sevu Reece. Wants to kick the ball along the ground but recovered well by England. The box kick coming in now. Good distance on that kick. Can he get round as Tupou Vai picks up the ball. Going back for that counter-attack. Lomax gets it out to Will Jordan. We know he's got pace to burn, but good defensive work there by the English winger to shut him down. No room out on that wing. England then with the first line out of the game as Itoje gets into the air, but stolen at the very last second, and TJ Perenara thinks he's seen room opening up now towards his midfield, passed the ball off from brother to brother, but unfortunately getting wrapped up, and Johnny Hill gets involved in that ruck, maybe a little bit too impatiently. Hands in the ruck penalty given away. Now they're near the halfway line. It's still a little bit of distance, but they're going to line up for the first kick of the game. Beauden Barrett feeling confident in his range. Let's see how he gets on. Setting up for his kick. It's certainly got some good distance. Not a great deal of wind. You can see the flags in the background are shaking a little bit, but not that much wind to worry about. And a lovely slot through by Beauden Barrett to opening the scoring today. New Zealand will feel good starting this game off strong on the board, nice and early as it drops back for Ardie Savea, who tries to do a bit of a relieving kick. However, the number 8 kicks it straight into touch. Maybe that's why they typically leave it to the fly halves to try and get rid of the ball. And England this time looking a lot more solid on that line. Of Johnny Hill shows and goes, gives it out wide. Tom Curry trying to make his influence in this starting team this week as the ball getting out wide. It's a good pass out and has to be shut down well. Will Jordan does well to get across. England competing hard for it. New Zealand just holding their defensive line for the meantime. They rush up off the line quickly. We know how good that English defence has been in the last game. Can New Zealand counteract it this week? And they do with a good turnover once again. Lomax gets this one out to Sevu Reece. The wingers had to bite in. Is the ball going to bounce just in time? Could it be a 50-22? Somehow that stays in, and the English fullback managing to retrieve it now. Of course, George Furbank has moved out onto the wing today. It's a little bit of a different setup in this England team, so we'll see how the new fullback gets on as TJ Perenara swoops it back round to Beauden Barrett on the pass. Oh, there was nearly a great line there for Rieko Ioane to pop up in that centre, wrapped up by that English defence, and Ardie Savea wants to go himself, gets it out to Geordie Barrett. Oh, it's a huge handoff on the fullback, bashing his way through tackles and manages to get over. It's the first try of the game. They just can't shut them down. The numbers that led up on that wing, you thought England did very well to shut them down. There is Rieko Ioane nearly punching that hole himself, and then look at the numbers out on this right-hand wing. England just weren't there. Ardie Savea drew Furbank in himself. Geordie Barrett going on the crash line, gets the handoff. Will Stewart can't get the tackle either. Johnny Hill had to come in, but unfortunately a little bit too little too late, and Beauden Barrett will set up for the second kick of the game for him. Let's see how he gets on. Again, not a lot of wind and a much better kicking today from the New Zealand team, with Bodie taking over the kicking duties. Little high five there to Dalton Papali'i just to say well done. That's going to keep us in the game today. And the ball coming down though. New Zealand not managing to take it. And Tom Curry is going to be the one who manages to get under that ball nice and quickly. Oh, there's a little break through the middle here by the scrum half. Who's with him? Does he have support? England are all the way up to the New Zealand 5-metre line. They're trying to go quickly. Oh, I think the pass should have come early. Itoje this time, moving just millimetres away from the line. If they go out to the wing, surely there was numbers. They're still going to try and play off the back. They want to go for this pick-and-go game. New Zealand are holding out strong. They're held up. It's a maul. Can England drive it over? And it looks like they will get over. And Marcus Smith is the man who dots it down. Maybe not someone you typically think of being at the back of a maul, but today that's where he's going to pop up. Great tackles going in here. England maybe should have looked to some of those wider options. There's the scrum half who started this all off. They just wanted to keep going for those pick and goes. Will Stewart trying to take that in, well held up by the New Zealand defence. You can see Marcus Smith there slides in, maybe partially at the side of the maul, but does manage to get the ball back, slide out himself to get a try. And Marcus Smith now to try and draw England back into this game. It's full-on excitement here. Looking forward to see the rest of this one as it develops. And Marcus Smith slots that one straight through the middle. No messing about. And England are back in this game. Beauden Barrett to get us kicked off once again. This time plays a deeper kick in towards the 22. Can England get a clean exit from here? That's a bit of a late pass. Oh, and Beauden Barrett slides in to pick up that kick. Can they maybe make something work here? Not a lot of numbers to work with. Cody Taylor just wants to take it himself. You can see how quick that English defensive line is getting up. The blitz defence has worked for them so well over the last Six Nations and coming into these July internationals. And again, New Zealand wrapped up before they can really get anywhere there. The England team is so quick off the line. One offload there to Tui Pelotu, but now the captain, Jamie George, goes on the charge. They also have the advantage for the scrum off the back of that knuck on. So they have a bit of a free play here to see what they want to do with as Atoje runs it up himself. New Zealand maybe getting a bit short-manned on this side, but so are England. The referee says the turnover is fine on the Jackal there, but they'll go back for that earlier knock on there by Patrick Tui Pelotu. The ball just dropped in the tackle there. Marcus Smith, the try scorer, now coming in with a solid defensive tackles. What more do you want from a fly half? England to set up the first scrum of the game. Big contest here, especially in terms of this front row. There's a lot of experience on that side with Joe Marler. Let's see how they get on. The ball placed into the scrum as it begins to creak backwards here. England want to get it out quick. Maybe they could have held it in and tried to draw the penalty. They choose not to. Marcus Smith bashing his way through tackles as the ball spreads out wide now. Still going out to Radwan. We know he's got pace to burn out on this wing. Oh, the kick through. Maybe not the right call, but the ball somehow gets back to the England players. New Zealand have been driven all the way back. They just want to slow this one down, and Geordie Barrett's going to step in and just kick that ball clear. Try and find the grass. Does manage it. The ball bouncing rather unfortunately for him. And we're going to enter our bit of a kicking tennis battle here. TJ Piranara this time thinks he sees room in that backfield. Oh, the 50-22's on. If he gets a good bounce, the ball is bouncing rather straight. Swept up by the English fullback. Wants to get it clear. The wind working for neither of them at the minute. TJ Piranara this time tries to go for the Nupian. Slightly different now as the ball runs on. Oh, somehow recollects his ball as well. And England are looking a little bit short-manned on this right-hand side, but well wrapped up by Tom Curry. What a superb tackle. Managing to hold him up. New Zealand still have numbers out to this right-hand side. If they can get out quickly, England might be in trouble. And Cody Taylor wants to go quickly out to Ardi Sarvea. Just wants to take it himself. Maybe should have given that pass one more time. Will Stewart's got his arm in the air. He was waiting for that ball. New Zealand certainly looking a little bit bunched now. And Ethan de Groot wants to carry it on. Clattered, though, by that English defensive line. Getting off the line so quickly. He's worked so well for them. This time Scott Barrett tries to make his way through the line. Still can't manage it. They go out wide to Dalton Papali'i, who is a very pacey flanker and manages to get a sidestep around his man and will take it over. They won't be very happy there. I think that's Ollie Lawrence in the outside centre who missed that tackle. Maybe should have done slightly better there. Dalton Papali'i has got good footwork for such a big man. There's the Scott Barrett carry getting wrapped up in the tackle. Once again, that is the captain, Jamie George, on that tackle. But this time, that step inside. Oh, sorry, it was Radwan out on the wing. Bit in on the attacker. And unfortunately, that sidestep just getting around him. What an exciting game it's already opened up to be. Can Beauden Barrett slot this one through to make it 17 points to 7? That would be a really good score for them to go in at half-time with. And does. He's happy with it. That's 3 from 3 for him today. And New Zealand go at half-time in the lead. Well, we knew this was going to be an exciting one today. All Blacks versus England. There was only 1 point in it in the game on the weekend. And how can England bounce back from this one? Well, so far, both teams have been throwing the kitchen sink at this one, but New Zealand have been coming out on top, starting out with an early penalty given away from hands in the ruck penalty, slotted through by Beauden Barrett, whose kicking duties has been taking over today from Damien McKenzie last week, and the kicking duties have been working very well for them today. Got them 3-0 up on the board, and that was only a matter of time till we got to the first try of the game as well. Geordie Barrett going over for the first opening try. Started out with Rieko Ioane breaking through that line, just causing a bit of havoc in an England defensive line that has worked so well today. So many men out on that right-hand side for England, the ball being shipped out wide, and Geordie Barrett showing good strength to bash his way over, leading them up to a 10-0 lead. But England bit back straight away. England have been coming on the aggressive attack. Those pick and goes just cutting New Zealand up right on that try line. They defended as best they could, but eventually eventually Marcus Smith going over from the back of a maul and drew them back to 10 points to 7. Sealing us out then just before halftime was Dalton Papali'i getting over for his try. New Zealand knew they wanted to go in with a bit of a larger gap at the halftime marker, and he manages to sort it out with a quick step around Adam Radwan. We talked about it in game. The flanker is very, very good on his feet for such a big man. It takes New Zealand out to a 10-point lead. It is still all to play for, but you've got to expect England will want to get on the scoreboard early in this second half in order to feel like they can come back into this game. On to the second half then, and Marcus Smith will get us kicked off and underway. Kicks it long, and TJ Piranara does the same thing. Sees some room maybe back towards that 22. The kicking tennis starting out once again nice and early. Here's Damien McKenzie. You know, he's got a good boot on him, playing in that fullback shirt today, with Bowden playing in at 10. And Will Jordan rushes across. He's had enough of the kicking game, just wants to get involved in the tackle. They'll want to play more on the defensive line, or New Zealand maybe a little bit slow to get back there. And that ball, very, very loose, does well to get the lucky bounce back to his own man out on that wing. The ball out the back of the box kick, though, might have gone a little bit too far. The wind is beginning to shift a little bit down there, and it's gone straight out on the full. That's a bit of a shame for the young man not to keep that one on field, and New Zealand will have, I believe, their first line out of the game today, and it's a pretty solid play there as Rieko Ioane runs straight in to the English defenders, who wrap him up and get a turnover. Maybe it's not quite as bad as they thought off the back of that pretty poor box kick there. Ardi Sarvea having to rush across to fill in on this wing. No Will Jordan there, maybe picked up a bit of an injury. He's limping a little bit on the field now as well, as New Zealand try and dive in. England getting stopped in their tracks now. It's a bit more of a territory-based game. Damien McKenzie rushes up to get there. No one's with him. Oh, the grubber kick may have not been necessary. Maybe that's a little bit of a late tackle coming in there from Damien McKenzie. And Severis tries to wrap up the situation, being shut down, though, by the England player. And suddenly, New Zealand are right back on their own try line. What on earth has happened here as Geordie Barrett wants to go? Oh, he's playing it out wide. What on earth are they doing? Ethan de Groot trying to keep it going. They're just about inside. No, they've dotted it down, says the referee. They thought maybe they opened up on that right-hand side and tried to play it out rather than going for the safe exit clearance. Was that the right move, or will that come back to bite them? We're going to go for a huge scrum here. 50 minutes in, this is exactly where England will want to be. We've sat on that New Zealand try line. We saw how good they were from the pick and go, nice and early on in that first half. Let's see how they get on. The New Zealand scrum, holding well, trying to force back against the England play. Oh, the ball looks like it's coming back. Where can they go? Will Jordan lines himself up, just wants to get it kicked clear. They move just outside the 22. England will be disappointed to not made a little bit more of that scrum this time, as they go for the middle jumper this time. Well, they haven't gone for the maul. They've wrapped up, and Johnny Hill moves them up towards that 22. England just going to go through the big men for now. They're trying to line up. Maybe a drop goal could be on the cards, but you feel points-wise they're definitely going to be wanting to look towards that try line as Radwan moves a little bit further closer towards that try line. They're inside the 22 now, but maybe a bit of a poor choice there. Not going to be helping them. Itoje has to move in now to fill in at scrum half, as the scrum half wrapped up in that last tackle. Oh, a nice bit of looping play around, though. And who's in that midfield as the ball's still coming along? They are playing extremely wild. And the referee says there was an infringement in there. I think there was a New Zealand hand in the way. I think it's come off of Scott Barrett there in the 6 shirt. And I think he's given that as an accidental knock-on, attempting the interception. Very, very close. Could have been in desperate trouble had they maybe looked towards a yellow card penalty for that. Said he went for the interception. Maybe got a bit lucky with that one, but he'll be taking that. Managed to shut down a good England attack there, and New Zealand set up now for a strong defensive scrum. Once again, England will want to make a bit more of the opportunity than they had on that 5-metre scrum, and this time you can see the New Zealand scrum beginning to creak. They hold out. They play it out wide. Marcus Smith running one-on-one. They do have numbers out there. Oh, they just couldn't get that pass away. There is a 2-on-1 out there. They haven't seen it. They've gone back left, and I don't think it's the right way to go. Not a lot of numbers out on this wing. Now they're trying to shift it out towards the right. Bowden Barrett once again wrapping up that tackle. England trying to probe through the midfield once again. A nice show and go there, but maybe unsupported by his fellow players. No, he makes his way through. And Johnny Hill this time carrying up into the 22. England still with him. Again, there was a player out on this wing. Some of the choices coming in, maybe not the right calls from this England team. Oh, but it's a great step by Radwan. Gets the pass back inside as well. Superb play. And England have moved up. They're all towards the 5-metre line now. England still on the charge. Itoje crashes into the line as well. England know they can get one more try out of this. Maybe they could save this game. Oh, the interception nearly came in for them. Can they get across? Damien McKenzie with an unbelievable try-saving tackle. Needed to be shut down. Itoje this time running in. It's Damien McKenzie again. He's made 2 try-saving tackles. England are right there if they can just do the final push. Look how close they are to this line. The pick and go worked for them so well last time, and now they're playing so more expansive. Oh, Marcus Smith gets shut down, and the forward pass comes in. Some incredible play, though, by Damien McKenzie to be able to shut down that attack. You felt, for all intents and purposes, that had to go over the line eventually. There were so many occasions where you thought England had done enough. Damien McKenzie showing off the brilliant defensive work to just not let them through. Now, where will New Zealand try and go with this one? They'll surely just want to try and get this clear. Beauden Barrett, oh, it's not the greatest kick. It's a bit of a slice. Gets them just outside the 22. As New Zealand go for some substitutions here. Finlay Christie's come on in scrum half. They've also replaced that entire front row. Armour coming on for Cody Taylor in the hooker position. And Offa Tuungafasi coming in as well to try and bolster that forward pack, and England are going for that driving maul. The game might be out of their reach now, but can they get one more try to just feel like they've taken something away from this game? They're going out wide. Who's with them out there? Ollie Lawrence gets it out. Will Jordan has to run across. They're still trying to make room as George Furbank crashes up this wing. They're going through the scrum half, trying to go for that sniping run. He's been looking for it all day, and this time they're going to try the pick and go. Marcus Smith, the try scorer, attempting it himself this time. Joe Marler's filling in at scrum half. Roles have gone out of the window in this team. They're just going to go for whoever is available to them. They are still looking for that one last move this time. Tom Curry tries to go through the line as well. Still not getting there as they try and get it out. This time to Ollie Lawrence. Not managing to get through. It's so close. Oh, New Zealand have managed to get the turnover. That could be the game. Damien McKenzie is setting up in the pocket here. Can he just get it off the field? And does. That is such a shame for such a promising England attack to have not managed to come away with something in that game. You can see it on the New Zealand faces. They think they might have got a little bit lucky with some of those attacks. The England players in the background look absolutely devastated. They weren't able to get one more on the board. There was definitely 2 absolute try-scoring opportunities stopped by Damien McKenzie. Tough old game. You can see the amount of dirt on these boys' shirt. They've had a rough old game today, but eventually it is New Zealand who come out on top, mainly thanks to the boot of that man there, Beauden Barrett, slotting through a good number of points, and New Zealand take this one 17 points to 7. I hope you've all enjoyed this one today, guys. If you have, make sure to leave it a like and drop down in the comment section. Who do you think will be the winner of Game 2 on the weekend? Could we be seeing a similar scoreline to this, or do you think England could come in with the upset? I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.